Stay tuned for political talk and everything crypto. That's right.
Broadcasting internationally on our Bit Plus Network satellite.
This is
The Call to Freedom.
All right, let's boot it up.
All right, welcome here to the Call to Freedom, our Wednesday edition here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, broadcasting from the Vertcoin studios. If you are listening to us international, we are coming to you across the ether on our Bit Plus Network satellite. Why do I hear someone? That's crazy. Is there somebody already in the Hangout? They are. Oh, okay. They're a little early. Awesome. Well, I'm joined in the studio today from Think Penguin by Mr. Chris Wade. How you doing today, Chris?
Hi, everybody.
And joining us live via remote, we have the cryptocurrency queen herself, Miss Aria Demezio from cryptocurrencycheck.org. How you doing today, Aria?
I'm doing great. I would like to let everyone know cryptocurrencycheck.org is actually down for about the next 24 hours while they change servers at DreamHost.
Okay.
But
Very
it'll be
cool.
back up tomorrow morning.
Very cool. Very cool. So it is, what is this, week 3 now of us being on 5 days a week instead of just the weekends. And it's not as hard as everybody said it was going to be. I don't think it is, you know. I mean, you're only on one day a week.
I think I got 2 nights a week on 2 different radio shows, and I'm going to be doing a third show here, another 3 hours, and I think 2 shows a week at 3 hours is hard. So
right. Wait till I start asking to sit in on for me on Fridays while I'm traveling to all these conferences, and I need somebody to host the show.
Yeah.
Then
Getting guests 3 days a week is actually pretty time consuming.
It is.
I can only imagine.
Well, it looks like we may have the sci-fi coin guys finally lined up.
Sci-fi coins.
Yeah, so they've got it's called Gold Pressed Platinum, and they also have these Klingon coins, and there's also a set of they're called qubits from Firefly. And there's more coming out.
I can just imagine. Let's see, who's it owns as Disney. I know they've been attacking like knockoffs of the whole Star Wars franchise.
Oh no, this is Star Trek.
Oh,
Gold
okay.
Pressed Platinum is Star Trek.
Yeah. You're right.
Oh, you can also get Federation credits. So Galactic Federation credits. So United Federation credits. That's it. UFCs is what they call them.
It's certainly going to be a great way to publicize a coin when you get sued by.
Right. Well, I mean, I think it's a brilliant idea because you got a lot of people in the crypto industry are, like myself. We're kind of nerds a little bit, at least a little, and we have some
not
things.
All.
Yeah.
Some. I didn't say all. Some. A lot. A lot of us are nerds, and the nerddom is kind of compartmentalized between like Star Wars nerds, Trekkies, video game types, anime otaku types. Like there's these different social, like cultural things within nerd culture, and to find a way to tap into that, because man, nerds got money. Yo, have you ever been to a convention of any kind?
Oh yeah.
God, man, the money that you spend on one little like Pokemon doll, like $35 for this Pikachu. What do you mean $35 for a little? It's 2 inches tall. Well, I mean, this one came out in 1997, and it's got this stripe is, done this way, and it's at a 73 degree angle instead of 75 degrees, and blah blah blah. And it's like, what? Man, I just want to buy like a toy for my kid, yo. I'm at a convention. He sees 5 million toys and he wants a toy, man. Like, I don't want to spend, $85 on it.
You want to spend 85 cents, right?
For like $7, on an action figure. So I mean, they've got money. So if you can tap into that industry with a crypto coin, there's money to be made. Definite money to be made, at least off of the the increase in value for circulation alone, there's definitely money to be made. So I think it's a pretty cool idea. Plus, like I own Gold Press Latinum for no reason at all other than, it's Gold Press Latinum. It's Star Trek. So like people like me who literally will buy it just because the name is like, oh, wow, that's so cool. They're like 85 cents a piece. Let me buy like $20 worth.
I think it's great, but I don't know if I can part with my my money for a useless cryptocurrency.
Well, again, I see like their idea, like they have the idea, like they want to get into this niche market, and if you can get in, then it is something that can be profitable. Like I figure if they could get into the niche market of like anime conventions and Star Trek conventions and stuff like that, you could get the value up to a couple bucks a piece. Yeah,
it might be interesting to do if there's a lot of conventions and that's all you do is a particular type of convention. And yeah, I could see that.
Well, I have friends that are into cryptocurrencies that are wanting to have like a way to get their friends at anime conventions and stuff like that into them. And I'm totally like, look, Dustin, man, we need to talk to these guys. That's why I want to get the Sci-Fi Coin people on the air, is because I want to be like, look, guys, we need you to get a mobile wallet and a point of sale system put together so we can start marketing this at conventions. Because I've got vendors that are willing to accept Gold Press Latinum right now. If you had a mobile wallet and the ability to spend Gold Press Latinum on site at a convention, right now I've got at least 2, maybe 3 vendors that I know that do a convention a weekend for 7 or 8 months a year.
Yeah, and you could even set them up with the vendors if you just get enough tablets, you set them all up with it at the event itself before the event starts. Mm-hmm. And that could be interesting too, especially if it's a large enough event to make it worthwhile.
Yeah. Well, most of these conventions, aren't huge.
Yeah. Do you know what the average size is?
For like a local convention in a place like Knoxville or Charlotte, you're looking at 2,000 people on the busiest day and maybe 10,000 people through the convention.
That's not bad in terms of size. I don't think you can pull it off.
But that's not all at once.
Yeah, that's still big enough, I think, where it would work.
But if you do
especially if you do lots of events.
The bigger conventions like in Orlando, or the really big ones like in New York, or the big Comic-Con out in California, those conventions bring in thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people.
I wonder what the biggest conventions are. I know I went to an event that was so insane, and it was I can't remember what the event was, but there were probably 80,000 people there.
Yeah, that's probably about right for a decent convention. Like a reasonably sized convention. That would be good.
Yeah, most of the conventions I go to though are not that. They're a couple thousand people, 3,000-4,000 people at the most.
Yeah. All right, well, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, we've got some crazy stories that we're going to be getting into. If you want to get in on the conversation, call us 603-283-6160. During Crypto Hour today, we're going to have someone on from AirSwaps. So stick around for that. We'll be right back.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road underground market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org. Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
The members of Twisted Sister announced they are now willing to take it. A local man is seated next to Lou Reed on a roller coaster, and in retrospect, a band teacher was probably gay. And now a digitally remastered recap of the summer's music news. Baby Baby Love Ya Girl is now the nation's #1 song, despite no one claiming credit for singing, writing, or producing it. Here now is a short excerpt of the track.
Baby, baby, love you, girl. Baby, baby, love you, girl.
Members of the music industry call the hit single the most creatively brain-dead wasteland in modern recording history. And they say they would gladly lose millions in royalties rather than face the shame of having been involved in it. After a slap-based filibuster from rubber band minority leader Bootsy Collins, the National Funk Congress remains deadlocked over the controversial Get Up, Get Down issue. Proponents of the measure favor getting on up and staying on the scene like a sex machine, while detractors are vehement in their belief that Americans need to get down with their bad selves.
This is the Onion News Network.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom.
Live on LRN.fm. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.fm.
Back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Joined in studio from Think Penguin by
Christopher Wade.
And joined via remote by our cryptocurrency queen herself from cryptocurrencycheck.org, Miss Aria Demezio. And you know what? I've got some stories here, man, that just... We decided since we've got the cryptocurrency check thing coming up. We'd really focus a lot of our effort today on that. And then we would just, we'd kind of just relax because, last week, this episode was so serious. I mean, we had programmers in, we were getting...
It was fun, though.
It was a lot of fun. And we just went, way, way deep to that. The average listener just was like, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure.
So we decided to try to dial it back a little bit this week. We are going to have some technical discussions with the folks from AirSwap, but before that, we're going to kind of keep it loose a little bit. And I've found some great stories to cover. This one is coming today from RTV in Indianapolis, Indiana. The title is "Suspect Says He Didn't Smash Into That Gun Store, but whoever committed the crime did it the smart way." It says Anderson, Indiana, an 18-year-old has been arrested and charged with crashing into an Anderson gun store, stealing multiple firearms. Surveillance video captured 2 suspects inside crack shot guns in the 700 block of East 53rd Street Sunday evening. Police arrested Javante Johnson Tuesday afternoon. He's charged with burglary, possession of a firearm without a license, and receiving of stolen property. According to the police, Johnson and at least one other suspect drove a vehicle into the building to create a hole in the wall that they could enter through. Johnson says he's innocent, but whoever committed the crime, they did it the smart way. I wasn't the one who did it, but whoever did do it, I ain't gonna lie. That's the smartest way, said Johnson. There are no alarms until you broke the glass. They don't got no alarms through those walls. They don't have alarms in the walls. Police say surveillance video showed the 2 men inside the store and leaving through the same opening with a, quote, number of weapons. The 2 left in a second vehicle. Police are still looking for at least one other suspect.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
I guess he's not wrong.
Hey, man, he's smart. This is supposed to be stupid criminals, but I don't know, man. He sounds pretty damn smart to me.
Were they at least wearing masks or something? Like, I mean, was there more to this, or was it really them being that dumb?
Oh, no, man. I'm looking at the video here. Yo, they got on coats with hoods.
So basically, you
no
can see
masks. I'm looking right at one of the suspects' faces right here in the still frame. Yeah. So yeah, not the smartest guys, but I mean, come on, man, he's got a point.
I think it's a very valid point.
You know,
but if you only did half of it, you only got half of the job done.
Right? You should have covered your face too.
You got to complete the job.
And I'm sure the police would notice, a bunch of damage to his car that went unreported at some point.
Right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you got to steal the car, man. You got to steal somebody else's car and drive that through the wall.
Yeah, you got to get a whole change of clothes. You got to have different shoes. I mean, it's got to be.
But I mean, if you're going to steal their car, you got to get an electric drill. I mean, an electric saw and cut through the door because there's no alarms through that way. If you break the glass, you'll trigger the car alarm.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the stuff for the next segment and I'm like, oh my God. Some people are so dumb. So you think Trump, right? You think Trump with his Twitter is bad? What if there was a national security threat that, by the way, wasn't really a national security threat, but say it were, and the update delayed because you didn't know your Twitter password.
Oh, yeah, this really happened. Oh, man.
David Ige, the governor of Hawaii, says that he could not alert citizens to the false alarm because he couldn't remember his social media passwords. Oh God. I want to hear this one because this one is so serious. Like they're so serious about this one that they've got like a blonde white lady in a Hawaiian shirt at a Hawaiian news station called WJZ 13 in, oh my goodness. Let's see here. There we go. Let's see what the local news has to say.
Making sure it never happens again. That's the pledge of emergency managers following this past weekend's false report of a nuclear missile headed for Hawaii. Alex Dimitrick reports on what went wrong and the terror that followed.
The panic came within seconds of a cell phone alert Saturday in Hawaii.
A missile may impact on land or sea within minutes. This is not a drill.
The unthinkable threatening to come true.
Did he really do it? Did Kim really push that button? Did he really do it now?
The button that was pushed was in Hawaii's Emergency Management Agency. During a shift change while running a test, this message accidentally went out to hundreds of thousands of cell phones.
I accept responsibility for this. This is my team.
During shift
We made a
change.
mistake.
To correct it, it will now take 2 people to activate the missile alert, because this is one mistake with its own unique fallout.
People were just in shock, and the beaches cleared in minutes.
Baltimore native Jenny Craig has lived in Hawaii for 5 years.
Oh my God, I got to call my children. I have to call my mom back in Baltimore. I have to let everybody know that this may be the last time that I speak with them.
People were instructed to take shelter wherever possible. Very few at the indoor bomb shelter the Durkin family fled into.
Started throwing things down into the bomb shelter, and we closed the top, and then we got on our phones and looked for updates.
The first
Oh my God.
13 minutes later on Twitter, but it took 38 minutes for the Emergency Management Agency to send out an all clear. It was a long 38 minutes.
It really was. It really was.
A delay in procedure the agency says is now addressing to speed up. Alex Dimitrick, WJZ.
The Federal
How many
Communications
babies?
Commission is also sending investigators to Hawaii to ensure safeguards are put in place to prevent another false alarm.
I got an idea on how to ensure there's no more false alarms. Privatize.
Yeah, right.
Because if that had
I'm
been
curious
a private
how many
company,
babies were
the
conceived
law-
in 38 minutes.
The lawsuits, the lawsuits that would have ensued from that.
Yeah.
Even if they lost, just the legal fees that the company would have had to pay to bat all of those lawsuits away alone would have, paid for. Oh, geez. All right. Well, when we get back here, we've got some more of these fun little stories that we've been that we're going to be talking about here on the Call to Freedom. If you want to get involved, though, please do give us a call here, 603-283-6160. That's 603-283-6160. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
The warning signs.
First, he made me feel special. He promised he'd look after me, provide for my future. He broke every promise he made.
Millions of Americans afflicted.
I was ready to leave, but he told me he'd change. So I gave him another chance. I was such a fool.
The consequences.
Things only got worse. He started making my decisions for me about my job, my kids' education, my money, my safety, my future. He took away my choices, but I kept going back to the same politicians.
The diagnosis? Battered voter syndrome.
I fell for the same old lies. They were just playing with my emotions, telling me what I wanted to hear. That's not right.
If you're tired of the two-party system but want to support a principled Libertarian Party, check out the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire at lpnh.org. That's lpnh.org.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
I turned myself into a pickle, Morty! Boom! Big reveal. I'm a pickle. What do you think about that? I turned myself into a pickle! I'm Pickle Red! Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order? Yeah, I'd like to get a 10-piece McNugget and a bunch of the Szechuan sauce. Like if you're allowed to give
All right, we're back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. I told you, man, we're just not taking it seriously at all today. Why not? You know, because we're going to be so technical. Let's get some Szechuan sauce. You know, why not? So we are back here.
I imagine a lot of Rick and Morty fans are really disappointed with how bad that is.
I like the Szechuan sauce. Thank you very much.
Really?
I did, even back in the 90s when it came out.
It was a joke. It was like this joke, right? It started off and then they made it and it was like really horrible.
No. There really was a Szechuan sauce.
Yeah, wasn't it really horrible? And then like all the
I liked it.
The Rick and Morty fans got it, but they were like saying how great it was, but it was like the whole thing was like really terrible.
I liked the spicy mac sauce too. And they retired that recently because people thought it was terrible. And I'm like, no, man, I loved that stuff, man. I want it for my French fries. I want it
just
now.
Like, isn't it like mustard and ketchup combined or something?
Hell if I know. I just know it's Big Mac sauce it tastes like Big Mac sauce that they mix some Tabasco in. It works for me. That's what I do now. I'm like, hey, can I get some Big Mac sauce on the side? Yeah, can I get some
Big Mac
Tabasco?
sauce just Thousand Island?
I don't
salad
think
dressing?
it's not really. At least it's not like Wishbone Thousand Island or any of the Thousand Island that I'm used to. It's got more stuff in it. You know, it's more like bits of relish, less sauce than like salad dressing is, I think. Listen to us like having a philosophical discussion about salad dressing on live syndicated national radio. Jesus Christ. I'm really out
Welcome
of it
back
today.
to our people in Texas.
Yeah, right. Welcome back to our folks in Texas. We are just off. You know how we go off the rails once in a while on the show and get lost down these rabbit trails, never to return? Yeah. We started off at the end of one of those trails looking around going, damn, how the hell did we get here? Oh, no, we got 3 hours worth of radio to fill. Oh, Lord. Hey, I got an idea. You know what?
No? Go ahead.
Let's give away some free money.
I like it.
I like that idea. I don't have anything else planned to do. Let's give away some free money. Next caller. $10 free coin. 603-283-6160 from our wonderful sponsors over at Galactic Systems. Get your Galactic Systems airdrop, $10 in free coin. Regain control of your virtual identity, communications, money, and property with GridPhone and Galacticoin. Tear down the walled garden business model. Galactic Systems, restoring liberty, building an open metaverse. Learn more at galacticsystems.net. And let's see, what's the drone loaded up with today from Galactic Systems? What's Galactic Systems got on us in here for us to give away today? No. Let's see here. Denarius, $10 in Denarius. If you have a Coinomi wallet, give us a call, 603-283-6160. I've got $10 worth of Denarius coins for free to give away to you right now. So give us a ring here on the Call to Freedom. Now, I've got this story here. Let's see, where are we at? This is pretty funny. All right, now you've heard all the stories with like the iPhone morons, like, hey, you can charge your phone in the microwave.
Yeah.
You know, right? And like people believe this stuff. And like I look at the stories and I'm always just like, how? Like, how can you be that stupid? Like, how? And then I see stories like this and I'm like, wow, it's possible to be more dumb. More dumb.
Oh, there is no limit to human stupidity.
It's sad. It is sad to me that is actually, yes, that is the case. There is human stupidity can actually surprise you over and over and over again by how low it can go. Like even when you're like, you know what, I just couldn't be, I've seen so much in my life, I couldn't be surprised anymore by how stupid people can. Oh, wow. That's shocking.
What is? Yeah, I remember. I remember there's. I think it's a college thing. When you're in college and they tell you to look to your right, look to your left. One of these people won't be with you when you graduate or something like that. Well, it's actually, I think it's worse than that. But anyway, I feel like that way with stupid people. It's like look to your left, look to your right. One of those people are
too stupid to tie their own damn shoes.
Yeah.
One of the people that you're looking at, look left, look right, one of those people is the reason why there's a do not take orally warning on the Preparation H bottle. But says here, this is great. Man causes explosion in Chinese electronics store by biting replacement iPhone battery.
By biting it?
Yes. A man in an electronics store.
So this explosion was in his mouth?
Yes. Oh, wow. And me without any bounce.
So he's not stupid anymore.
Queued up. Yeah, right. I don't know. We're going to find out.
Did he survive? That's the question I want to know.
Let's see. A man in an electronics store in China caused a replacement battery for his iPhone to explode by biting the component, according to a report. They've actually got like a still frame of the explosion happening. There's a video. Oh my God, it's a viral video.
Oh wow.
Says a 10-second video shows the inside of the electronics store when the unnamed man and his companion standing over a workbench and other customers and employees nearby. According to Taiwan News, the customer was in the store to acquire a replacement battery for an iPhone. The customer is seen bringing the component to his face for a closer look before putting it into his mouth to bite down on it. Moments after he removes it from his mouth, the battery explodes, causing a small explosion with a brief flash of light and some smoke, and the damaged hardware flung out of the customer's grip behind the counter. Despite the proximity to the man's face and other people, local reports that no one was injured from the blast, though those in attendance were definitely startled by the event. I'll say so.
Yeah,
I'm glad he didn't die. There's pain is a valuable teacher.
There's a reason that you don't bring batteries on planes, and they tell you to. They have to be stored in electronic devices. They will explode on you. There's also a reason why they say on batteries. I'm trying to think what it says exactly, but basically they say something to the effect of "Don't throw in fire" or "Don't pierce." Another one I think is "Don't pierce the battery." They do. They catch fire, and you cannot put the fire out.
The company. I hear Tide no longer going to sell Tide Pods now. They're just going to get rid of them altogether.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tide Pods are officially no longer a thing. Goodbye.
Is that true?
Overpriced.
Or are you just joking?
No, I'm serious. That's what I heard. Let me make sure.
People are eating them, right?
Yeah.
Well, is it because this man bit a battery?
No, it's just because of American Association of, let's see here, Tide Pods, big innovation gone wrong. Let's see here. Procter & Gamble looking to stop dangerous pod challenge trend. Is it really happening? Maybe it was a fake story and I got... Oh, yeah, it's a phony tweet. Yep, phony tweet from a phony account from Procter & Gamble stating that they are going to pull. No, basically the story is that they're trying very hard to figure out how to get really stupid people to stop eating Tide Pods. When I was a kid, I never had any, soap in your mouth was what you got when you said butt or ass in front of your parents, or worse, that I can't say on the air. But when you did that was how you got soap in your mouth when I was a kid. It wasn't because we voluntarily decided hey, I'm going to eat some laundry detergent because I'm stupid. Oh my goodness. All right, so yeah, we're going to just continue this trend with retards and people that, should get Darwin Awards when we get back here on the Call to Freedom.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io. The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
Never, ever send a follow-up email asking, "Did you get my email?" Email 101. If it didn't bounce back undeliverable, it got where you sent it. And avoid transmedia pestering, like calling to ask, did you get my email? Or emailing to say, I left you a voicemail. If your emails and voicemails aren't being acknowledged, your problem isn't technology, it's technique. Is your message concise and understandable? Have you boiled it down to seem as relevant as possible to the recipient? In other words, is it the opposite of spam or junk mail? All of this really matters if you're a job seeker. But even if you're not, with money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again. Life could be a dream. If I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from our VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Are you one of those listeners out there that's new to cryptocurrency? Are you wanting to get in, but you're not really sure? And, well, you know, there's a lot of work, a lot of research that goes on. You hear some of the stuff that we talk about here, and you're just really not sure. Well, let me introduce you to Helium. It's a long-term savings accelerator, and it's powered by Uphold.com. Now, Helium watches conversion rates between cryptos and fiats. Does it for you, you see. That way it can convert those funds when the time is just right. You just add some funds to Helium from your bank account or your digital wallet, and you're all done. The rest, it's completely automatic. Helium, let your money move you. Sign up today at heliumwithane.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF and get your great offers for being a Call to Freedom listener. So we've been basically just kind of talking about some of these, you know, funny, dumb stories, stupid people doing stupid things, and somehow it becomes news. So I figured, you know, since we usually go pretty technical on Wednesdays, that we'd keep it a little lighthearted for once, at least for the parts of the show that weren't the Crypto Hour. And, you know, just kind of relax a little bit. And so I've got this. Libertarians, a lot of times, they make fun of people who watch football, right? You know, like, oh, yeah, well, you know, they're bombing little kids in Pakistan. So, of course, I'm going to watch. Of course, I care if the Patriots are playing or not, you know.
I'm so guilty of that.
Yeah, I know. So I had to bring a story about football because this is just too funny to let go, particularly because, like, we live pretty close to where it happened. And not only that, but Philadelphia football fans are known nationally for being just incorrigible, absolutely incorrigible. You got a story that came out yesterday, it looks like. Says in Philadelphia, on the field, the Eagles punched the Vikings in the mouth. And in the parking lot, a crazed Eagles fan allegedly did the same to a police horse. Again. Oh, wow. You read that right.
That does not sound like it's going to end well.
Second week in a row, a deranged Eagles fan was arrested for assaulting a four-legged officer. Hours before kickoff, Andrew Tornetta, 19, of North Wales, Pennsylvania, allegedly scuffled with a state trooper and the horse that he rode in on the Lincoln Financial Field parking lot. According to Philadelphia's police spokesman, Jeff, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Tornetta was arrested around 3:15 and charged with aggravated assault, simple assault, reckless endangerment of another person, and related charges. Wow. Talk about stacking.
You think the response from the horse would have been enough?
A week ago, Taylor Hicks, 22, was also arrested for slugging a police horse after he was thrown out of the link in the division round against the Falcons. It's the same kid twice. So it's not just that a horse was assaulted at two separate games. A horse was assaulted by the same drunken 19-year-old idiot at two separate games.
Wow.
Just when you thought Eagles fans couldn't look any worse. Says he was arrested 2 weeks ago. They arrested 6 people Sunday amid wild celebrations that broke out across the city as the Eagles advanced to the Super Bowl for the 3rd time in franchise history. Unlike the wilding that took place after the Phillies won the World Series in 2008, in which 76 hard-hitting, partying fans were locked up, only 2 were arrested for disorderly conduct Sunday, and 2 more busted for selling counterfeit tickets. Philadelphia was bracing for chaos after the Big Birds win. The city's Crisco cops slathered streetlight posts with cooking grease Sunday morning to prevent fans from climbing them after the game. But some fans still managed to climb some of those slippery poles. In one video shot by a fan, a large crowd of delirious Eagles fans chanted, "F that grease," as one man climbed a lubed-up street sign. In another viral
Speaking
video.
of Tide Pods.
Right? Speaking of Tide Pods. In another viral video of Phillies fans gone wild, a man in an Eagles jersey was wiped out by a subway station running after a train.
Oh, wow.
This all
I
happened
told
to
you, man,
people
it's
who
going to be all Darwin Awards, all first segment, guys.
These are all
crazy
fans of the same team.
Yes, all Philadelphia Eagles fans. They're known
What else
for
is
this.
there to say?
They're known for this kind of stuff.
I know this kind of stuff happens elsewhere. Like I know it's not the same sport, but I know in the UK they got like football, and those football fans in the UK, they just go absolutely crazy.
Oh yeah, man. Manchester fans are known for being absolutely insane.
Yeah,
Manchester, England, not Manchester.
Yeah,
United.
like they have whole crowds of people just flipping cars after games and doing all sorts of crazy stuff.
Well, you see in like I guess maybe South America is not the best example because they're mostly socialist and communist countries, and the local football arena was built via communism, and so I guess it kind of makes sense that when the fans start to get rowdy, they start to collapse. But yeah, you have like entire like sets of bleachers and stuff that collapse.
What's actually interesting is to compare some of the other places around the world to North Korea, where everything is choreographed. It's just hilarious because it's like it's not like I don't even think they understand the concept of fans. They're there because they're like ordered to be there, and they're ordered to react in a certain way, and so they do, and it's just hilarious.
Yeah, it's with everything being like, this is how you react, and this is when you laugh, and this is when you cry. How do you even know what those people feel? How do they even know what they feel at any given time? So, I didn't tell you guys. This is totally off topic, but we've only got like 2 minutes left in the segment. Anyway, I found a crypto investment manager on Xbox One, and it has more.
Wow.
It has more coins in it than Coinomi offers. It has gold pressed latinum, and it has a profile manager, a portfolio manager, where I can actually put like how much I own. I'm not really. I haven't done so because I'm a little iffy about putting like, I own X amount of dollars in this coin on a Microsoft owned something, because that's just asking to be like audited. Like, hey, we hear that you own all of these cryptocurrency investments. But it does have a way, if you're the kind of person who, like Tom, doesn't mind, the government knowing how much money you have, because, you care about paying the government their extortion fees. But yeah, there's a whole like portfolio manager thing. You go on, you can add. There's at least 1,000 different coins, maybe as many ICO tokens that they show on there. And you can just go in and put the dollar amount in, and you get graphs that show like how much your profits are since you started the portfolio and all that kind of stuff, how much more value your portfolio has gained. And like, it's like a whole thing. And it just popped up on its own on my Xbox One. One day.
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily a good thing that it has all of those coins at least.
Well, I'm just
But it is
saying
what
that
it
like,
is.
it literally just popped up on my Xbox One as like one of the suggestions.
Oh,
you know?
okay. That makes more sense now.
And I was like, that's a little.
They're watching you.
Creepy.
It's actually, yeah, it's creepy, but yeah, I get it now.
It's a Microsoft product, so everything I do on my Microsoft laptop.
Yeah, they advertise to you. Yeah, I don't use Windows, but yeah, I've heard of this. It's crazy stuff.
All right, well, when we get back, we're gonna have Air Swaps on. We're gonna have a couple folks on from Air Swaps ICO to discuss everything about Air Swaps. We're gonna do our cryptocurrencycheck.org token of the week. So stick around.
Free Talk Live.
We're talking about the immigration situation here in this country. Now, Jeff, you have a 5-point plan. I'd like for you to go over the 5 points again.
Oh, sure. Hold on. I just got to turn to the page.
That's fine. And if you, he's got pages worth of
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Number one, close the borders. Put up a barrier on the border. And I mean,
a wall.
a barrier.
Like a great wall?
Yeah, a great wall, barrier, stone wall.
Right.
I mean, something that's secure. And then you put a moat underneath.
Holy crap. Alligators in the moat?
All right, now, you've got more, though, right? We got a wall and a moat, and then what?
And you can put sensors on there. The motion detector.
Motion tracking machine guns, too. Spit out some 50 cals at them if it moves.
Ninjas, that's what we need. We just need ninjas mounted at 10-foot intervals along this wall.
The border ninjas.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, June 24th, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.25 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,351 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $38, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,386. Antiwar.com reports, in theory, the Leahy Law bans the U.S. government from directly assisting foreign forces that have been found to commit gross human rights violations. In practice, the Secretary of Defense can grant special exemptions for national security reasons, which is tantamount to not even having a law, as the Special Inspector General for Afghan Reconstruction, SIGAR, has issued a new report requested by members of Congress related to reports the Pentagon was keeping U.S. troops from reporting Afghan forces for sexually assaulting children. The report does not
not paint a pretty picture. Indeed, the Saigar report says the Defense Secretaries Chuck Hagel and Ash Carter routinely granted exemptions to a number of Afghan units who had already been implicated in gross human rights abuses. Some in Congress are suggesting this requires some modification to the Leahy law to prevent the mass use of exemptions. Pentagon officials expressed opposition to this, however, saying they believe the law needs to be balanced with America's national security objectives. The Saigar report did, however, say they were unable to find evidence that the Pentagon explicitly ordered troops not to report Afghan troop abuses, but also weren't trained on how to do so if abuses were observed.
You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Whether you're looking for precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates, like Namecheap and Amazon, at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. Or you can shop directly from FPP with Bitcoin in the Bitcoin store. That's shop.fppradio.com. UPI reports the NFL rejected an advertisement submitted by a veterans group for its Super Bowl program featuring the message, "Please stand." American Veterans, or AMVETS, sent a letter to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell saying the league engaged in corporate censorship by deciding not to run the ad and declining to provide a reason. AMVETS National Commander Marion Polk said freedom of speech works both ways. Since 2016, multiple players throughout the NFL have chosen to sit or kneel during the pregame national anthem in protest of equality issues, including police brutality. The protest began with former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who remained seated during the national anthem at a preseason game as a member of the San Francisco 49ers in August 2016. Polk said the NFL's choice not to include AMVET's ad in its Super Bowl program is an issue of fairness and respect. NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy said the ad was rejected because it could be considered a political statement, adding the Super Bowl game program is designed for fans to commemorate and celebrate the game, the players, teams, and the Super Bowl. It's never been a place for advertising what could be considered by some as a political statement. A similar ad, however, by the Veterans of Foreign Wars with the tagline, "We stand for veterans," was accepted. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports Democrats said on Tuesday they had withdrawn an offer to fund U.S. President Donald Trump's border wall as tough negotiations over the future of young undocumented immigrants, known as Dreamers, resumed in the Senate. A day after the end of a government shutdown linked to wrangling over immigration, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer said he pulled the offer because of what he said was Trump's failure to follow through on the outlines of an agreement the two men discussed last Friday. The Congressional Hispanic Caucus expressed fears on Tuesday that Republicans in the House of Representatives would pursue a harsh immigration bill written by the Judiciary Committee chairman. The House measure would allow Dreamers to renew their legal status for 3 years instead of putting them on a pathway to citizenship, and would call for hiring 10,000 more agents at U.S. borders while shutting down some visa programs and taking other steps to find people who are in the country in violation of immigration laws. During the 2016 election campaign, Trump said Mexico would pay the cost of building a wall along the southwest border of the United States. Mexico rejected the idea. As a result, Trump has been forced to ask Congress for U.S. taxpayer funds for the wall. Government estimates are that it would cost $21 billion. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Regarded by many as one of the fastest rising online personalities today, social media rock star Ryan Wasserman has 250,000 loyal Twitter followers and earns $28,000 a year at his job as an administrative assistant. The Onion spoke to the online luminary at KPL Insurance, where he works from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and makes roughly $13 an hour.
I'm just trying to bring my unique perspective to everybody. That's what my followers expect, and I like to think I deliver.
Wasserman, who currently has $900 in his checking account, regularly engages in conversations with high-profile celebrities and takes the bus to work from the two-bedroom apartment he shares with a 23-year-old he met on Craigslist.
Actually, I just started a Tumblr because sometimes 140 characters just doesn't cut it. I just had a Google Glass tweet that Questlove retweeted again. KPL, this is Ryan. Yeah, I'm sorry, I totally forgot.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hold. Hold. Hold.
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com on the Call to Freedom.
All right, that's right. Welcome back into the Call to Freedom. It is time for our Crypto Hour. You better hold on for dear life. Hold on. It is a bloodbath out there. I don't know about you, but when I open my wallet and I look at my investments, I am down 20 to 30% all the way across the board from what it was last week. I'm talking panic in the streets, people jumping out a window. Oh, wait, no, that didn't happen, did it? I mean, I keep hearing, that's what's coming. Is that people are going to be jumping out of windows and it's just going to be absolute panic in the streets. But it turns out that I lost 25% of my portfolio's value in the course of about 48 hours, but still have 1,000 times more value than I had in my portfolio this time last year. So, I guess you could say, unless you were one of those poor schleps that bought into Bitcoin at $18,000, and that was the first time you ever bought crypto, it's not been a bad year for you. You've made money. You have made some sort of a profit this year. Either that or you're just dumb. You've got to be pretty stupid to have lost money last year. In the crypto
But
markets.
my sympathy does go out to the people who did start buying crypto in late December.
Or put their money into BitConnect.
Yeah, there's a lot of questionable and outright frauds going around. If you do have to watch out for them.
If you lost money last year, you either got phished, you got scammed, you bought into a scam coin, and didn't get out before everybody else did. Or actually, I have a friend of mine that decided he misunderstood what I said when I talked about how I make money. I'm like, I spend a lot of time on Discord, and I hang out in these Discord chat rooms and talk. What I do, though, is I don't go in these like, hey, man, we're going to announce a secret coin. We're going to pump it and blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't go in those rooms. No. I go in the rooms for the developers, and I talk to the people who are like writing the programming and the software, the protocol. Like, I talk to those people, and I find out from them, like, so how long do you think it's going to be before this comes out? You've got this new thing that's coming. Oh, well, that's really cool. That's how I find out when it's a good idea to buy. I don't go in these pump and dump rooms. He literally lost $8,000 in an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
On one of these pump and dump rooms. And I was like, bro, you literally believed a guy on the internet when he told you he was going to announce a randomly decided coin secret? Like, what? You're that dumb? So
I can kind of understand like why he thought that based off stuff I've heard you say before, though, because I've always wondered like what you were talking about. And,
it's because
it didn't sound quite right to me. But
it's the traders who are devoted to these.
Yeah, what you're saying
coins.
Now makes a lot more sense.
Or the developers that are devoted to these specific coins.
Yeah, I could definitely say going into the developer room, but you got to be careful because like if you're interfering with development, that's not a good thing.
Well, I don't really interfere. I just sit. I'm the fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Unless I'm talking about the radio show.
Yep.
You wouldn't even know I was there.
Yeah.
And see, that's a part of the reason why we have Cryptocurrency Check, is for those people that are new, that may have gotten scammed last year. There's plenty of coins and tokens and exchanges out there, and they're all making really big promises. How do you know who you can trust, though? That's why you've got CryptoCheck at cryptocurrencycheck.org. They've got your back. They help you navigate this complex landscape by answering the question, is it a legit coin or is it a scam? Is it a crap coin? Well, before you move your war dollars into that hot new currency or token, be sure to check CryptoCheck by our own Aria Demezio. That's CryptoCheck at cryptocurrencycheck.org. And as it is Wednesday, we have our Cryptocurrency Check coin or token of the week, and we are joined today by AirSwaps. We have Sam and Deepa on with us. How are you tonight, guys?
Hi, guys. How are you?
Now, Aria is our resident crypto queen in. She is going to take over from here and tell us, what did your investigation find out, Aria?
Oh, quite a lot, actually. This was actually an ICO that I participated in, which is really rare for me, but it was so above the board and clear and concise from the start that there was very little chance of it being a scam coin, even before I had looked into it extensively. It was really complicated. It was the first time I'd ever used Parity, but, I ended up learning a lot through that method. The developers are certainly available, as are, the financial experts and generally the people behind the coins. I've never had any problems reaching them. There are a lot of concerns about the amount of AirSwap tokens that were actually withheld. But knowing that there won't ever exist more of them, it's understandable. But that's something that a lot of people would like to know more about, so it's something we'll need to discuss. But for those who have the technical knowledge on using it, it's there to facilitate a decentralized exchange. And I think it actually went live this month, but that's actually going to be really awesome. A decentralized exchange? Don't you think? Will?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the people
Sorry, I had
from
my mic muted.
It's okay.
I was letting you take the shot, so
right.
I completely had I'm talking back to you, and I'm like, oh wait, hold on, let me push the button.
No worries. It just felt weird that I was just rambling on and on.
Well, that's your job. You do the investigation. You come back here. You let our listeners know what they're getting themselves into.
You're the expert on this one.
I guess. But their white paper isn't full of the fluff and crap that we've come to expect of more recent white papers. Most of them come off being like advertising brochures or PowerPoint presentations that someone actually accidentally printed out. This one is more like an actual white paper, and of course that's good as well. Everything is there online. They're available on Instagram, I think it was. Really easy to get in contact with. So totally above the board. For those with the technical knowledge of acquiring it, I would highly recommend it. Well, I wouldn't say I would recommend it because that's a call for them to make, but
investigate
there's nothing wrong with it.
You would recommend that people investigate it themselves.
Well, we've got the disclaimer.
Yeah, right.
We have the the legal disclaimer, so we can say whatever we want now.
Sure, but it
go
never
out and buy some AirSwaps.
It never hurts to remind people that they should investigate it themselves.
We legally are not licensed financial advisors. This is a radio show on AM and FM and internet and like free to air satellite. Like it's a call-in radio show that any Tom, Dick, or Harry off the street can call in and tell you what they think you should buy. It's opinions. If you don't know its opinions, you probably should not be buying or investing in cryptocurrencies to start with.
Very true.
I should hope not. So,
but it's worth noting that AirSwap is an Ethereum token. It's not a separate currency such as Bitcoin or, Bitcoin Gold.
All right.
So it does rely, entirely on the Ethereum network.
Okay.
It's an ERC20 token.
All right. Well, when we get back here, we're going to bring on Sam and Deepa, and they're going to give us a little more in-depth knowledge about AirSwap and exactly what it is. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom. If you have a question, give us a call, 603-283-6160. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
My name is Jacob Hornberger. I'm president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, which Congressman Ron Paul awarded for having an outstanding freedom website. Write us at fff@fff.org, and we'll send you a free 3-month subscription to our monthly journal of libertarian essays and our booklet, Economic Liberty in the Constitution, which George Mason University economics professor Walter Williams praised in a recent column. That's fff@fff.org.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom.
تستمتعون إلى The Crypto Hour على برنامج نداء للحرية.
welcome back into the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from our Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Wonderful little crypto community here. Someplace where you can get your computer fixed. You can get your car fixed. You can buy a cheeseburger. You can get pizza. All kinds of stuff. And all really within like a couple miles of each other. So I would definitely suggest that you come up here for a visit and check us out. And you know what? While you're here, a visit here would be a good excuse to go to the 11th Annual Liberty Forum in Manchester, New Hampshire. We've got Jack Spirko coming, Lou Perez, Vin Armani, and a whole lot more. They're going to be talking about how to activate your life through liberty. There'll be breakout sessions focused on bringing activism projects that attendees will be able to get their teeth into at the conference and walk away with something that excites them enough to continue making liberty in our lifetime a reality. Get your tickets by going to nhlibertyforum.com. That's nhlibertyforum.com. They take war dollars. They also take Dash. And if you use code CTF10, you'll get a special 10% discount as a thanks for being a listener to the Call to Freedom. So again, go to nhlibertyforum.com and use coupon code CTF10 to get your special deal for being a Call to Freedom listener. Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom again. We are joined by two representatives from AirSwap. Sam and Deepa, and they're going to be explaining a little bit to us about AirSwaps and exactly what AirSwap is and how we can get involved. And one thing that was brought up by one of my co-hosts, because AirSwap being a token platform, is what exactly is, before we get too far, what exactly, for our listeners who aren't familiar, is the difference between a token and a coin?
Great. So if you think about it, the idea of a cryptocurrency, there are over 1,500 different cryptocurrencies that currently exist in the ecosystem right now. And for AirSwap, AirSwap is both a coin as well as it's a token. A token meaning that there's more utility driven behind where it can be used or what its actual function is. And so AirSwap is based on derived from the Ethereum blockchain. And so we ourselves are just a piece of code that has been created. And we launched a contract or set of function that is the AirSwap token, which is where the idea of value or the idea of building on top of us all is coming from, which is again on the Ethereum blockchain.
Okay.
We're still looking for the difference between a coin and a token.
Yeah, I'm still confused actually. Yeah, I have an idea.
I'm more confused.
That's okay.
Apologies on that one.
we will. So Don Mazaitis is our co-founder, and has a real knack in explaining this particular question. And he's about to explain the difference between a coin and a token.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Hey,
welcome to the Call to Freedom.
Welcome.
Thank you. So the difference between a coin and a token. So I think originally that Bitcoin is like kind of the original coin, like the original application of blockchain, and then you had these other kind of coins being spun up that were really just alternative, or like altcoins, and were alternatives to Bitcoin, and they kind of behave as currency. But the notion of a token is, I think, primarily based on, like, for example, the Ethereum blockchain supports smart contracts, and these tokens can take on forms that are basically programmable. So tokens are, I think, more functional, and coins are more currency. At least that's my interpretation.
A
coin can be used. Some argue that coin can be used as currency. However, a token has smart contracts that are underneath it. So there is a utility, or a programmable utility behind a token, whereas a coin is simply something like a Bitcoin that could be used as a currency, which is a little different.
So can you explain or give us an example of what of a token and a smart contract?
Sure. So a good example is the AirSwap token. So the AirSwap token gives its holder special powers. And that means that you can actually use kind of advanced services on our platform if you hold the token. And so that lends its holders the utility of that token.
Okay, and that utility is what exactly?
So, for example, on our platform, it's about trading, right? So you need to be able to discover or find other people that are trading, and to do that, you can search. And so, as a normal person, you can come in and run a search and find a counterparty to your trade. But for the people who want to be listed on the search on the index, you actually need to hold the token. So it's like advertising that you're trading, or like a cost of posting a Craigslist.
That's actually something I wanted to ask about later because I'm holding them and I've been curious, how to actually use them and use them to buy other currencies, which was the goal.
For sure. And actually, there's something special about ours is that you're not actually spending them. You just lock them for a short amount of time. And when you lock them, you can use the index and then they unlock. So that's actually kind of a special feature as well. But for more sort of more talk about the token, our Telegram channel is active and there's lots of really bright people in there who can definitely help out.
So
okay, cool. I would ask. Go ahead.
Should we discuss how the platform works and how the indexer works and Oracle? Because I think before we get into the utility of our token, it's important to understand what our platform is. And once you understand what the platform is, then after that you could understand, okay, I need this token to access the platform or access the indexer in this platform, and that's the fundamental value of having that token. That would be the utility of that token.
Yeah, I think that probably was a good place to start, was with the platform and what it is and all that before you got to the utility.
And you know what? That'll be a great place for us to start when we get back here on the Call to Freedom. If you've got a question, actually, for our folks that have joined us today from from AirSwaps, then please give us a call here at 603-283-6160. That's 603-283-6160. We'll be right back with the folks from AirSwap on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You are listening to Call to Freedom's Crypto Hour, brought to you by helium.com. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार के क्रिप्टो आवर को, जिसके प्रस्तुत करता है helium.com.
Live from the Verticoin studio. This is the call to freedom. It's the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium. 47 here on LRN.FM. When you hear the faucet, be qualified to get some free coins. This is the call to freedom.
That's right. This is the call to freedom. You're back here on the Crypto Hour. And we have your Crypto Hour, crypto update. Vertcoin, our wonderful sponsors, their coin is at $4.46. LRN Studio sponsors Zencash are up to $37.46. And our guests today at AirSwap are valued at 91 cents. Transaction fees for Bitcoin are currently resting at $6.70 for the first and the next 3 blocks, and at $3.63 for the 6th block. So finally, it seems almost like as Bitcoin's value drops like a stone, they've decided that maybe it should be a little more utilitarian slightly. I mean, it's still 300% more than a Dash transaction or a Bitcoin Cash transaction or every other coin on the market transaction. But we have 71,000 transactions backed up in the meme pool currently, with a full market cap of all currencies at $549,277.7 million. So down 300,000 almost in the last 2 weeks. It's a pretty significant drop, and still nobody jumping out of windows, nobody selling their children on the street, nobody throwing themselves into traffic.
I have to wonder how those people who took out mortgages on their house are doing.
For real, it depends on when you took out that mortgage.
That's very high from what I understand.
Did you take out that mortgage at $8,000, $4,000? Or 18,000.
I'm thinking it was 18,000.
Probably.
When we were talking about people taking out mortgages.
Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Thank goodness that wasn't us. We were smart enough to see, this years and years and years ago. And you know what? Most of the people who we bring on with us were also smart enough to see the future. And that's one of the things that Aria liked about air swaps, is this whole decentralization. And you know what, man? I don't really care what the commies tell you. Decentralization is the future. And the air swaps folks have a major focus on that I was hoping you guys could explain for our audience.
Yeah, absolutely. We completely agreed with that thesis. And just zooming out for a moment, it would be worth discussing the people who are behind AirSwap, and then you'll kind of get some color as to why this is being done. So there's a gentleman, his name is Michael Oved, who's a co-founder of AirSwap, and in his background, besides being a Carnegie Mellon graduate, he built the Asia portion of Virtu Financial as a high-frequency trader. And he built that to the extent that that Virtu Financial IPO'd for $2.5 billion. And then there's Don Mazaitis, who's also a Carnegie Mellon graduate. They've known each other for many years. And
I really don't mean to be rude, but we're far more interested in the currency and the platform than the.
Okay, we're happy to talk about the platform. The only reason why I wanted to bring it up is because the backgrounds of the co-founders have a lot of experience, particularly Oved, in trading and exchanges, since they were experts in that in the past. And I was gonna segue into that, but we could get straight into the platform if you like, and the reasoning why we built that platform. Do you want to? Yeah,
sadly, we have we have a limited amount of time that we are on the air. We have another show that comes in up after we're live.
No problem. So as you guys, I'm sure, know, centralized exchanges have been in the headlines. You've seen a lot of problems with centralized exchanges, with front running, with hacking, with people trying to open up accounts and so on. And it's just been a mess with centralized exchanges. There are many people, perhaps some of them are your listeners, but there are plenty of people who are trying to trade these tokens and they're not able to do it properly and seamlessly on centralized exchanges, and they're not aware that there's another model out there called decentralized exchanges. And we built one. The design of ours is as pure as it gets from a peer-to-peer perspective. There's no front running that's possible. And we're really happy to announce that our tech rollout is running on time. There's been a lot of excitement in our community and internationally, frankly, for people who are really looking forward to trading in a decentralized fashion. We did have a token sale, as you know. 9,400 people participated in that token sale. And we were able to sell around $36 million worth of ETH for that token for the right to use our platform. So we think that with the community and the tech rollout that's happening in time, I think this year will be the year of decentralized exchanges, and we're really looking forward to owning that space.
Awesome.
I think it's going to be an awesome year for decentralized exchanges too, because so many of the exchanges are doing things like BitConnect just did, and with something like AirSwap, you don't have to worry about that.
That's absolutely correct. I'm not sure if you saw that YouTube video of BitConnect, the one that went viral. With it's quite hilarious. We were looking at that a few nights ago and just laughing. But yeah, there are not going to be any of those shenanigans that happen that will happen at AirSwap like they did at BitConnect. It's not simply because you guys trust us, but the way the platform is designed, it's impossible for that to happen. So we're trying. Go ahead.
So I'm assuming the source code is going to be available at some point.
So at this point, actually, our exchange contracts and our AirSwap contract have both been deployed onto the Ethereum mainnet, as well as it is available for actually anybody to look at on GitHub. And we do actually have like an open bounty, so if people find any issues or areas that they think that is open for manipulation, we're definitely we're very responsive and do deal with these things very seriously. And then in terms of like the rollout of our actual platform, which I think what a lot of consumers are waiting for is when we actually release our decentralized exchange on the mainnet. I think we're taking a little bit of a conservative approach to doing this. We've just done a beta in which you can trade AirSwap for WETH, which is wrapped ether, which has actually been going pretty well for the past month. And then we're going to follow up pretty soon with an actual mainnet release where you can actually trade your real AirSwap tokens for wrapped ether tokens, which have at this point a 1-to-1 value between ether and this wrapped Ethereum. And that's something we are excited to bring to the market later this month.
One last question.
Are there plans to make it? Are there plans to make it more accessible? Because using it right now is pretty complicated.
In terms of accessibility, we are working with like the current tools of the Ethereum ecosystem, which is like allowing people to use MetaMask or their Ledger Nano. And actually we've done integration so that people are able to just connect directly and do their transactions. Is there another point of accessibility that like we can try to address?
Aria?
Not that I'm aware of, and we're about to go to commercial anyway. So I mean, you covered it.
Okay. Great. Yeah, we were trying to explore and we realized there's a lot of education required, and so we hope to help with that as well.
What's the license you guys are using?
The license
for the sources.
Solidity? Oh, you mean Solidity? You mean the programming?
No, yeah, the programming, the source code.
Oh, right, Solidity. I thought we were a little confused by the license language. So yeah, so the program. So it would be Solidity.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
That covers what you wanted?
Yeah.
All right, cool. If you have a question for the folks here at AirSwap, please give us a call, 603-283-6160. That's 603-283-6160. We'll be right back here on The Call to Freedom.
I didn't understand that.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Nestle Toll House Morsels, helping you create special moments and memories your family will cherish forever. Visit us at tollhouse.com. You may bake for birthdays and holidays, but why stop there? Sweeten up the rest of the year by designating monthly dessert days. Treat your family to one of their favorites or surprise them with something new. Either way, you'll create a tradition everyone will love. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom, brought to you by Helium.com. Unasikiliza Crypto Hour inayohusu wito wa uhuru, imeletwa kwako na Helium.com.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Now, if you like going out and having a good time, you like listening to, people like the folks from Air Swaps, but you'd rather do this kind of thing in person, maybe sit down, shake hands, maybe you should go to the Fourth Block Conference. You'll get to join investors, entrepreneurs, and intrepid blockchain futurists in a beautiful industrial performance venue to celebrate innovation for the fourth industrial revolution. There'll be discussions of integrative technologies, decentralized leisure technologies, media disruptors, and the implications of and their implications in the finance and legal world. Enjoy a large venue tucked away in Queens, close to the industrial Bushwick borough. Curated local entertainment with a portion of ticket sales going to support local cultural preservation-focused nonprofits. Speaker panel includes a curated selection of high-growth blockchain startups. They bring a vast background of expertise to the table to share with you as we discuss the future together. This TED Talk style conference brings you a blend of high-impact ideas, a network of forward-thinking global innovators, and a Bushwick curated entertainment experience that'll leave you with long-lasting memories to carry on. Decentralization pioneers from all walks of life listen to blockchain ideas from these individuals that include Enrique Martinez, Mike Lowry, David Mondras, Rick Willard, David Drake, Julia June Bossman, and many more, with performances by the lovely Tatiana Moroz and other performers from around the 5 boroughs. So check out the Fourth Block Blockchain Conference, where we will actually be broadcasting live from that conference on Friday and Saturday. So come out, meet us, and meet many other people from the cryptocurrency community. All right, so I'm going to turn this back over to Aria because she is, as I said, this is her baby. This is our cryptocurrency check token of the week on with us today, the folks from AirSwap. Go ahead, Aria.
So if a person out there wanted to acquire AirSwap tokens, I assume that would have to be done through Ethereum, right? By purchasing Ethereum and then getting onto the AirSwap platform and purchasing the AirSwap tokens?
There are a number of venues you can actually purchase the AirSwap token that are not regulated by us. But for our platform specifically, yes, you would actually have to purchase Ethereum first, and then from Ethereum, you would be able to trade at a fair market price to get AirSwap tokens.
Okay, and from there in the future, at least, you will be able to use the AirSwap tokens to swap for whatever you'd like.
Right. So our platform will add other tokens as we expand out our marketplace. And so the token will be used more as a utility or membership or having access to our platform and ecosystem. But yes, you'll be trading or transitioning between different tokens with our platform, AirSwap.
Okay, what would you say is the benefit then of having membership in that ecosystem, if that's the token's primary purpose?
So with AirSwap being a decentralized exchange, one of the greatest parts about it is that unlike centralized institutions, you get to hold on to custody of your tokens when you're trading them. And so you don't necessarily have to rely on any centralized party of holding them or not being able to withdraw from it, maybe whatever fund that they've had you kind of put them in initially. So I think that's definitely one benefit. And then there are others where ideas of like front running, which maybe other decentralized exchanges have, because we don't have an order book, we're approaching this platform as more of like an over-the-counter trade between two peers. You're able to kind of do those transactions as you would, let's say, buying coffee or doing those peer-to-peer interactions that you do on an everyday basis. And so because of that, we're not, people don't have to worry about some of the worries that Sam had mentioned earlier, such as hacks or front running, which is where miners maybe have more privileged information than regular parties because they are running these different Ethereum nodes.
It's important to note that, and this is really important, like all centralized exchanges have order books, and some decentralized exchanges out there that are coming out have an element of an order book. AirSwap is the unique animal in this space. We do not have a centralized order book anywhere, so front running is impossible.
And by order book, we just mean that it's a central or co-located space where everyone's bids, which is like the number, a line of what person's prices or quantities and asks are in one central place. And that's all right.
You mean like a history of transactions? Is that the type of thing you're referring to?
More like a history of what are the different intents that people have on trading, which is their quantities and prices. Okay. That's what we mean by an order book.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I have to ask because, I mean, it's the #1 controversy that surrounded AirSwap. I mean, it's typical for, people to withhold a certain amount of tokens when they launch, but AirSwap withheld 350 million, which was like 70% of them, I think. Can you explain why that was actually necessary?
40%.
Yes.
Yeah. So the idea with
I was under the impression it was 350 million out of 500 million.
Right. So that 350 million was actually split between different parties, partners, advisors, founders. But I think the amount.
So a lot of people got rich is why.
No, actually, those are on vesting schedules. So over the course of the next 4 years, those are actually allocated over time, much like equity in a startup. But I think the amount in question is there's like a 40% token reserve. And so we as a business decided it would have been prudent to actually not sell everything up front. Given the speed at which, conditions change, like virtually anything could happen in crypto over the course of the next 6 months, 12 months, the speed of the space. And so for us to sell everything outright just didn't make sense at the time. And we're just kind of positioning ourselves to be able to adapt as new partners, new service providers come into the mix. Just gives us much more flexibility as a business.
Yeah, that sounds like I believe it's ZeroCoin or Zcash. They did something similar where it incentivizes you guys to keep developing the software and make it a success as opposed to take the money and run, right?
Yeah, like 50% of like what we're doing is like devoted to just like research and development. 30% is going for marketing and 20% is in compliance. And these are all like public things that we have put into our blog posts to like let you guys know exactly how we're using the funding that we raised with our token sale.
Where can people find out more about where the money's going?
Well, so you can actually see. I mean, you can see the wallets that we used for the sale. So you can see.
I think what he means more is like she's talking about like the blog posts and stuff like that. Where say, because again, you're talking to people who 70% of the listening audience has never heard of AirSwap before. Most of them really don't know very much about the cryptocurrency industry at all, and we're trying to fix that. So, we're trying to make sure that we're trying to break it down to that level. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So first, I mean, if you think of a normal startup, they're not going to sell 100% of the equity outright. They're going to do it in rounds. They're going to let the business develop. Conditions are going to change. They're going to grow. And so we, as most of our team has pretty extensive experience in companies, small and large, over the last, couple of decades. Yeah. And so we're approaching this more as a kind of a traditional tech startup in that sense. Whereas maybe some other token sales in the space will do things differently.
So
but we're just trying to turn this into a business, basically.
These blog posts that they're saying, that are giving these explanations about how the money is being used and stuff like that. Where would our listeners be able to find those?
Sure. So you can find those at blog.airswap.io. And you'll find tons of information there, actually. We have our launch report. We've got a bunch of team updates, details on the token, details on the team, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, AirSwap has adopted a culture of radical transparency. And that's both internal and outward facing as well. So all our blogs have all that information of what we're doing, what our plans are, and we've been true to the word and everything we've said.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com. More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, June 24th, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.25 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,351 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $38, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,386.
Antiwar.com reports in theory the Leahy Law bans the U.S. government from directly assisting foreign forces that have been found to commit gross human rights violations. In practice, the Secretary of Defense can grant special exemptions for national security reasons, which is tantamount to not even having a law, as the Special Inspector General for Afghan Reconstruction, SIGAR, has issued a new report requested by members of Congress related to reports the Pentagon was keeping U.S. troops from reporting Afghan forces for sexually assaulting children. The report does not paint a pretty picture. Indeed, the SIGAR report says the Defense Secretaries Chuck Hagel and Ash Carter routinely granted exemptions to a number of Afghan units who had already been implicated in gross human rights abuses. Some in Congress are suggesting this requires some modification to the Leahy Law to prevent the mass use of exemptions. Pentagon officials expressed opposition to this, however, saying they believe the law needs to be balanced with America's national security objectives. The SIGAR report did, however, say they were unable to find evidence that the Pentagon explicitly ordered troops not to report Afghan troop abuses, but also weren't trained on how to do so if abuses were observed.
You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Whether you're looking for precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates, like Namecheap and Amazon, at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. Or you can shop directly from FPP with Bitcoin in the Bitcoin store. That's shop.fppradio.com. UPI reports the NFL rejected an advertisement submitted by a veterans group for its Super Bowl program featuring the message, "Please stand." American Veterans, or AMVETS, sent a letter to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell saying the league engaged in corporate censorship by deciding not to run the ad and declining to provide a reason. AMVETS National Commander Marion Polk said freedom of speech works both ways. Since 2016, multiple players throughout the NFL have chosen to sit or kneel during the pregame national anthem in protest of equality issues, including police brutality. The protest began with former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who remained seated during the national anthem at a preseason game as a member of the San Francisco 49ers in August 2016. Polk said the NFL's choice not to include AMVET's ad in its Super Bowl program is an issue of fairness and respect. NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy said the ad was rejected because it could be considered a political statement, adding the Super Bowl game program is designed for fans to commemorate and celebrate the game, the players, teams, and the Super Bowl. It's never been a place for advertising what could be considered by some as a political statement. A similar ad, however, by the Veterans of Foreign Wars with the tagline, "We stand for veterans," was accepted. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports Democrats said on Tuesday they had withdrawn an offer to fund U.S. President Donald Trump's border wall as tough negotiations over the future of young undocumented immigrants, known as Dreamers, resumed in the Senate. A day after the end of a government shutdown linked to wrangling over immigration, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer said he pulled the offer because of what he said was Trump's failure to follow through on the outlines of an agreement the two men discussed last Friday. The Congressional Hispanic Caucus expressed fears on Tuesday that Republicans in the House of Representatives would pursue a harsh immigration bill written by the Judiciary Committee chairman. The House measure would allow Dreamers to renew their legal status for 3 years instead of putting them on a pathway to citizenship, and would call for hiring 10,000 more agents at U.S. borders while shutting down some visa programs and taking other steps to find people who are in the country in violation of immigration laws. During the 2016 election campaign, Trump said Mexico would pay the cost of building a wall along the southwest border of the United States. Mexico rejected the idea. As a result, Trump has been forced to ask Congress for U.S. taxpayer funds for the wall. Government estimates are that it would cost $21 billion. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
From Betty Davis's first role as a piece of chocolate cake in the 1931 film Palmy Days to the discovery of Niagara Falls in 1996, The Onion looks back at this week in history. On May 16, 1929, the first Academy Awards were handed out in categories such as Greatest Achievement in Blackface, Best Catholic Whipping Scene, and Most Gorgeous Gams on a Broad. The highlight of the night occurred when Wings won the award for Best Picture without a single Dago, Tar Baby, or Wetback. And on May 15, 1940, the first McDonald's opened in San Bernardino, California, back when a young Grimace was just working as a cashier. And that was what happened this week in history. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, history is actually pretty racist.
This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live from our VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. I'm joined in the studio by... Oh, I've got you muted, Chris. I'm sorry. By Chris Wade from Think Penguin. He's our hardware tech guy around here. And we're also joined live via remote by our lady of crypto, Miss Aria Demezio. From cryptocurrencycheck.org. Now, we put a lot of focus on on people that are new into the crypto industry, because there are scams out there. I got fished last year for about $700, so things are out there, and not everybody wants to put the legwork into, finding out what might be the safest option. And for people like that, everybody that's coming to me right now and they're like, hey man, I'm new. I want to give you $5,000. Buy me whatever coin it is that you're buying. Ooh. I'm like, you know what? How about I'm going to introduce you to helium.com. All right. See, it's really easy. It's really simple for the layman. It's a long-term saving accelerator. It's powered by uphold.com. And it's basically a bot, and it watches conversion rates between regular old fiats, like dollars, war dollars, basically, and cryptocurrencies. And then it converts your funds when the time is just right. The rest, what you do is you just take your bank card and charge up your Helium account, or send them some Dash, some Bitcoin Cash, and you're all done. Everything else is completely automatic. Helium lets your money move you. So go ahead and sign up today at helium.com/CTF. That's helium with an E. HELEUM.com/CTF and get your great offers for being a Call to Freedom listener. Now, we were joined during Crypto Hour for our cryptocurrency check token of the week by AirSwaps. And we decided there was maybe a little bit of information that we hadn't really covered with them yet. So we kept them around for one more segment in the third hour here. So Aria, you had another question for them. And then I think there was something else they particularly wanted to cover for our listeners.
I actually did not have another question.
Oh, okay. So we were done with yours, and now there were some things that you guys.
Listen. What we wanted to say is, look, we understand the libertarian stance. That's why we are in this space in many ways. We are offering a solution. Listen, centralized exchanges is an existential threat to the whole cryptocurrency space, and if we continue on that route, it's not good news. Decentralized exchanges is the solution. And it's going to be quite thematic. By the middle of the year, everyone's going to be talking about it. So if you're interested in going where the puck is going to go, I mean, exploring AirSwap as a platform and so on is the right for us anyway. We're very excited by that. So we're champions of decentralized exchanges. We are the ones we believe that's best designed for it, and they'll be quite a lot of noise about it in a few months from now. So thank you for having us on the show. For those who want to know more information, please join our Telegram community at AirSwap, or come on the website and check out what we're doing. We're very transparent with everything we do.
Do you guys have a Discord server?
That's a great question. You guys talked about that a little bit on Discord, and we should do that. Thank you for the idea. We will execute on that.
Very cool. Very cool. Make sure
that's awesome.
Make sure to come to the LRN.FM Discord chat and post invitations, or just send the invitation link to Aria, and I'll make sure that we get invitations in the LRN Discord chats, in our cryptocurrency room, in our Call to Freedom room, and in our general chat room.
Love it. We'll do that. And Aria, thank you very much. Awesome questions. And we really, we just love those who are champions in this space. And thank you for recognizing what decentralized exchanges really symbolizes in this entire space. Thank you so much.
Now, without falling into I'm going to start calling it a Wraith Protocols trap, because that's the most recent, I guess, biggest example of this, where developers kind of overpromise release dates. With the Mosque, I had a very bad habit of doing so myself. Of looking at the job and being like, oh, I can do this in 6 weeks. And it's 3 months later, and you're like, yeah, it's going to be at least another 6 weeks. So without falling into a Wraith Protocols trap, how soon should we expect, hopefully, a fully functional?
That's a great question. Exchange? So we've actually published our tech roadmap in increments, in various increments, and we've been running exactly on time on our tech roadmap. In fact, you could even check out the beta now. You can sign up for the beta. We have a mainnet that's now being used by a small group of users who are active in the community. And in a few months from now, we're going to be, it's going to be released everywhere. So please feel free to sign up to use the beta. But yeah, so that I hope that answers your question. But I totally understand overpromising and under-delivering is not what we do. We've established a tech roadmap, and we're running a very tight ship. And running exactly on time. The tech roadmap, awesome. By the way, is this beautiful visual. If you go on our website, you'll see it. It starts with a token launcher, then the token trader, then the token marketplace, and then our partner network, and then it goes everywhere. It's a great visual. Once you see it, you get it, and we're following exactly on time.
Very good, very good. Again, this has been the development team for AirSwap. The current value for AirSwap is around 92 cents, and it has a circulating supply of 150 million, with a total supply of 500 million and a current 24-hour trading volume of about $6.5 million and $137 million market cap. Thanks for coming on with us today, guys, and telling us about what you've got developing. When you guys have some great new thing, give us a call. Let us know. We'd love to have you back on. You can update our listeners on what's going on with you guys, okay?
Great. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much.
You guys take care. Thanks for coming on. Again, this has been the folks from AirSwap. So I'm happy. That was a pretty good interview, I think.
Yeah, I thought it went pretty well too. I'm sold on looking into it.
I definitely will do a little looking into it.
Further, I mean.
Well, I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get in on the ICO now, but I do see like another one that's not it's not an Ethereum style. It's a cryptocurrency decentralized exchange.
Now that's even more interesting to me.
And that's one that we actually covered it yesterday, and I want to get the developers on.
Oh, okay.
And definitely so.
I'm not big on the ICO stuff or the tokens.
Be your first promoters,
yeah,
in exchange for tokens.
Yeah,
who knows? Let's get involved. Let's get in on because if it's a decentralized crypto coin exchange,
yeah,
I mean, come on.
Yeah, who is doing that one?
You'll have to give me a second. I'll find it while we're on break.
Okay.
Polymath.
No, it wasn't Polymath. Polymath is the same thing. It's a Ethereum-based but it's a securities token exchange. So they've tokenized securities. It's a decentralized exchange for tokenized securities. This is a little bit different. This is actually a decentralized exchange. So Anyway, we'll be back here on the Call to Freedom in just a little while. And we're going to, I've got a story here about NASDAQ offering crypto-linked security exchanges and the possible effects that it's going to have on the future of cryptos. So stick around, and if you want to get involved in the conversation, it's 603-283-6160. We'll be right back.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.FM.
Yes, all right, let's go.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. So that was AirSwap, and I finally figured out the name of the other exchange. Arbidex is going to be the crypto coin version. So, and they're still an ICO. They just started their crowd sale, so I may have to go get in on that.
Yeah, I've never done it
because he's right.
I'm actually interested in that one too. If I'm gonna do an ICO, definitely.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, if I'm gonna put my money into an ICO, that's definitely one I'm like, yeah, you know what? You guys are worth a little bit of my money. I hope.
Yeah, my only hesitation about AirSwap is that it is hard to use. I don't see it going mainstream because of that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I definitely my main concern is going to be user friendliness, because I'm a dummy. I mean, let's just be honest. When it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm retarded. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. Like I have a QT wallet for Goldpress Platinum on my computer that's still open because the wallet's unsynced, and I don't know how. I can go to the Bitcoin forum on the wallet and it tells me how to sync it, but it may as well be written in Klingon. If it was written in Klingon, I would probably understand it better than it is when it's written in English. And
I mean, was that intentional, the Klingon reference, considering Gold Press Platinum?
Yeah. Well, because they also have KECs, which is the Klingon Empire coin. So,
okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Fresh on your mind.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, just the fact that people make fun of how Klingon is just like a series of grunts and, exaggerated type, it's like Inech Olach, that kind of, it's like Arabic. it's like an angry Arab and German shouting at each other, is what it sounds like. So
I'm glad you said that, not me.
Yeah, I'm glad the FCC can't speak Klingon.
I've always been amazed that there are people out there who can speak Klingon. Are you saying that you can speak Klingon?
What?
You've learned the language?
No, not the. I know just little bits that I've learned on. I've learned online.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive.
Well, not really. I learned how to say a couple of curse words. I mean, that's what most.
That's the best part.
That's what most people do in. When they learn a foreign language, is they learn. Nerd. Oops. Yeah. Sorry. That's what most people do when they learn foreign languages. They learn, like how to say the dirty words.
That's so true.
But
that's exactly what I've done.
That's what everybody does. That's what everybody does. They learn the dirty words and they don't really care about any of the rest of it.
I mean, if I need to stub my toe in Italian, I want to do it right.
Yeah, exactly. So, oh, Lord have mercy. But yeah, we're going to start leaning on the sci-fi coin people and try to get them in here. But like I said, before we got off on this tangent, I'm a dummy. I can't even set up a Goldpress Platinum wallet so that I can put my Goldpress Platinum in my own wallet. So like, I want everything to be dumbed down to my level. And AirSwap, the entire conversation, I was like, I feel like a 6-year-old in a college classroom.
You're not the only one.
And you
yes, a lot of it went over my head as well.
You run a Linux-based like security company.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff it's really hard to understand. I mean, to really get down in it and gritty, and it's like I felt like I was speaking a foreign language with them.
That's why we need Rich Paul here on Wednesdays.
Yeah, somebody who's more involved in the whole crypto.
Mike Laurie is another one that's a good one to have in the room for those kinds of conversations, I hear. So.
I understand a lot.
I would rather see the technical side of things just dropped entirely, because I mean, at least during the crypto check episode.
I think what it is it's not so much that we need to cover it, but that we need someone that's on the team that understands that depth of the technical side to be able to say, okay, at least as far as a programming perspective is concerned, this is sound.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I've looked over the code, and there, I don't see these certain problem areas that may be, or back doors, or possibilities that they can come in and clean your wallet out after you put all your money in it.
It's even just asking the right questions. Like, you don't. Yeah. But the problem is, if you don't have a really deep understanding of a lot of the terminology and stuff, like it's hard even from a technical perspective. It's hard to understand.
I stay steeped in cryptos, and a lot of that I didn't get.
Right, exactly. And it's
is that because it's Ethereum instead of Coinbase, or is it just that conversation was so technical that I wasn't the only one that felt
I think
like
it was technical in a very particular area.
Yeah, my experience with Coinbase is just that I use them to buy, the primary fiat to crypto transactions, because it's the easiest and fastest way for me. But
no, I'm saying, is it because it was coin-based, as in we were talking about Ethereum instead of coins?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, is there really that much of a difference?
Thing? Well, the parity thing really threw me. I mean, yeah, because Ethereum is an entire platform plus a currency.
Okay.
It's just really confusing.
Yeah. It's just a way for me to. For me, it's like, it's a way to make money. Oh, okay.
But the way they described it, it was that a token is something that does things, while a coin is just a currency.
Yeah, Ethereum is a thing, but how? I don't see. That's what doesn't make sense to me. How does a token do something? Like,
yeah,
how does it do?
Well, I mean, it has to do with the smart contracts, but I think some of even like with the one question I asked, I'm not sure it made a whole lot of sense.
Facilitates the doing of something.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually do something itself. It simply acts as like
I think the way you describe it as a facilitator is probably
a medium
just right.
of facilitation of action. Like the person does the thing, or the network, or something does the thing, not the token.
Yeah, it's hard to I think in a very traditional like programming mindset, and they're talking about something that's more specific and detailed that I'm not as familiar with.
Okay.
And I think that's why we're not, we're kind of talking different languages, even though we may all be technical. Well, Arya and at least
it's
me.
It's all Chinese to me.
Right.
It's like the racists back home in Tennessee when they start talking, and it's all Puerto like. No, he's Honduran. No, it's all Puerto Rican to me. Yeah, for me, it's all Greek. You may as well like write it in pictographs. And I would be just as lost. So, all right. Well, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, we're going to continue on with some of these funny stories. Somebody hates Muslims, and now they are one.
The couple told reporters this week that they routinely urge their son Patrick to devote all of his time and resources to his improv comedy education.
We keep telling Patrick again and again that if you don't buckle down and start learning basic concepts like yes and the Herald now, nobody is going to take you seriously later in life.
He has to start thinking about this now.
The parents explained that he should try to get as much out of his improv training as possible by attending improv jams, forming a few indie teams, and doing as much bar prov as possible to keep himself warm for those upcoming Herald auditions.
The fact is, if Patrick were on stage with his fellow improvisers, and one of them were to play, say, a supervillain who's afraid of mice, Patrick wouldn't even be able to identify the game in that scene, let alone respond in a supportive way.
I gotta say, I had this internship at a law firm, but I quit to do a character workshop and a musical elective. I think this is really gonna pay off for me in the long run.
This is the Onion News Network.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
The Shire Free Church offers a sanctuary to those seeking an escape from state churches.
The Shire Free Church is an interfaith, diverse group of people that may not share identical theological beliefs. As a member in or minister of the Shire Free Church, you are a sovereign individual and may be the faith of your choice.
We don't claim to have all of the answers.
We are open to all peaceful people.
We want to learn from each other.
What unifies the Shire Free Church and its diverse members is peace,
love, and liberty. There are many paths to God, one for every individual.
The Shire Free Church does not define a specific path beyond those parameters that must be your foundation.
Peace as your way,
love as your guide,
and liberty as your light.
Learn more at church.shiresociety.com.
That's church.shiresociety.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom. Live on LRN.FM. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Last half of the last hour of the show here. And we've just been, kind of winging it here a little bit, discussing this whole idea of decentralizing cryptocurrency exchanges and, the fact that I'm not as dumb after that as I thought I was.
Nope.
I thought that I was the dumbest person in the room, but it turns out that though I may have been the dumbest person in the room, I'm not the only person who did not understand any of what just happened. So I don't feel as bad. It could be worse. So there's a story, though. I always like humorous irony. And, a humorous irony we've got here. And it's mostly because this isn't a this just happened kind of thing. This is a this just happened again kind of thing. This is a story in Newsweek, It came out today. Please don't. Thank you. There we go. It says here, now this has happened twice. This happened again with Geert Wilders' party. Geert Wilders has a very hardcore nationalist anti-immigrant party in the Netherlands. And this happened with his right-hand man about 5-6 years ago. Says here, anti-Islam party politician resigns, converts to Islam. A German politician who was a member of a controversial far-right party that believes, quote, Islam is not a part of Germany, has resigned amid reports that he has himself converted to Islam. German broadcaster Deutsche Welle reported that Arthur Wagner left the Alternative for Germany, AFD, which he was a member of the eastern state of Brandenburg, citing personal reasons for his decision. Speaking to Germany's Berliner Zeitung newspaper on Tuesday, AFD spokesman Daniel Fries claimed that Wagner had converted to Islam and that the AFD, quote, had no problem with that. The anti-immigration party received a surge in support in Germany in the 2017 election, securing a record 12.6% of the vote and raising pressure on embattled Chancellor Angela Merkel, who had been outspoken in her backing for refugees and migrants settling in the country. And the rest of this is just, background into the Eurosceptic. Oh, wow. They started out as the Eurosceptic Party. Now, is that a play on antiseptic, or
I think they meant skeptic, or and just don't know how to spell.
They themselves are like a septic infection that should be.
I'm thinking
cleansed.
septic system here, but I think he's right. Area is
Eurosceptic. They just don't know how to spell correctly. Yeah. Okay. It says the AFD capitalized on the popular discontent about Merkel's policy on refugees, particularly in her home state of Bavaria. According to openly anti-Muslim rhetoric in its campaign material, the party won 94 seats in parliament, although 2 of those members have since left. While widely perceived as anti-Muslim, AFD officials have argued that while it rejects multiculturalism, it still supports freedom of religion. Oh, but they're one of those that are like, we support freedom of religion, but Islam is not a religion. And we support... says that according to the party's manifesto, they've called for a banning of the call to prayer and the full face veil in public. So
I think what they're saying is that, they oppose the brown people more than they do Islam.
Yeah, they don't like multiculturalism, which, is becoming a normal thing in these socialist countries. It's almost as if people don't mind paying the welfare bill for people that they see as quote unquote one of their own. But they don't like being robbed at gunpoint so much for people that don't look like them or that they feel don't belong in that place.
Sounds about right.
I mean, it's only, I don't know, normal.
Yeah. I always find it funny how, they want to put up border walls and things like that and, have armed guards at the border. And then, especially when it comes to like socialism and then at the same time it's like, well, if you tear the walls down, you let everybody in, the socialism no longer makes sense. Like it doesn't work financially. Like we don't have enough money to cover all the people in the world.
Well, according to the hardcore right, that's what the left wants. The left wants to overload the system.
What?
Yeah, according to the right, that's the plan. That in the rules for radicals, it was written that the best way to create a communist state is to overwhelm the welfare state in a socialist one. And that will create societal breakdown. And that will give you the opportunity for radical change.
Interesting.
So if they...
That's not incorrect.
If they open the borders and the societal safety net is overwhelmed and it breaks down, then society turns into like, The Walking Dead, basically. Only instead of zombies, it's hungry socialists.
That's so
looking
interesting.
For bread.
Because I would support.
It's not brains. It's bread.
I would definitely support getting rid of the border walls and the armed guards at the border, and all of that. But I definitely don't want socialism. So.
Well, no. What they're saying is that having that basically the plan. According to the right wing, that the left's plan is to overwhelm the European nations with migrants from other places and cause the Western society itself to collapse on itself. That's the plan. I mean, I've been hearing white supremacists say that since I was a kid in the 80s, and I had a stepdad who was in the Aryan Nation. So, and back then, instead of the Muslims, it was the Jews, the Jews. And everything that I've heard about Muslims in the last 10 years, I heard about, the Jews.
Is the Jewish concentration, is there much down south where you grew up down south?
Not there, but in Florida, there's a huge concentration.
Okay.
Tons of them in Florida.
I know there are in
Florida
New Jersey,
is
New York
the
region.
capital. Florida's a lot of these organizations, like the first time Geert Wilders, who was the other politician who ran an anti-Muslim organization, his like right-hand man, like his second in command in the Netherlands, converted to Islam after being the head cheese at one of these anti-Muslim political parties. And Florida was the first state. There was a state senator or a state house representative there that invited him. The Florida taxpayer paid for Geert Wilders to come to Florida to tell Florida citizens that, Islam's not a religion and Islam doesn't deserve First Amendment protection because it's, all the stuff that, that's had to be said and settled over and over again. Across the South.
I know that they in Florida there's a lot of like really terrible stuff that they do. I know women they can't have anything covering the face. I don't know all the technical names for you'll know it's a Muslim thing.
The hijab and the niqab, and as far as I know, you can wear niqab in Florida. I've never heard that you can't. Unless something's changed.
Yeah, well,
recently.
in driver's license pictures, they're not allowed to wear them.
Yeah, not allowed.
And I know gays can't adopt in Florida. And yeah, there's all sorts of racist or bigoted kind of stuff.
So,
yeah.
Florida. All right, we'll be back here on the Call to Freedom in just a moment, so stick around.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.LRN.FM. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations. But make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.fm.
I swear. All right, welcome back here to the final segment of this Wednesday broadcast live on the Call to Freedom. We're here in our VertCoin studio. If you're listening to us internationally, we're coming across the lines on our Bit Plus Networks satellite. And let's see here. Oh, yeah. Wrong one. If you're new to the cryptocurrency world, you know, there's all kinds of stuff out there, and they're promising you a world. You got coins, you got tokens, you got exchanges, and you know what? If you're new around here, you really don't know what you're putting your money into sometimes. You could be the most read up guy on what Bitcoin is and still end up losing your hat. Well, cryptocurrencycheck.org, they're here to have your back. You see, they help you navigate this complex landscape by answering the questions, is this legit or am I about to get scammed? So before you move your war dollars into that hot new currency token or exchange, be sure to check out CryptoCheck by our own Aria Demezio. That's CryptoCheck at cryptocurrencycheck.org. So we've been talking about, I think it's funny, you know, it's poetic at the very least, that you've got these people and they run, he's like a second in command, a right-hand man in this anti-immigrant, anti-Islam type political party. And now he's resigned because he has found Islam. He has converted. He is now a white German Muslim convert. And I mean, how much more poetic can you get?
I don't know. I think it'd
be like if a Nazi converted to Judaism.
It's just it seems almost hilarious, like too good or too hilarious to be true. Did he really enter as a hater, or was it planned as a means of undermining? Because it's one of those things that it's just so hard to believe that you would switch. People just don't switch their views and opinions about stuff like that usually. It seems so rare.
Well,
I'm an atheist, but when that feeling strikes someone, I wouldn't at all be surprised that someone went from hating Muslims to whatever it is that Muslims say in praise of God, to Islam, essentially. I wouldn't be at all surprised. I mean, inspiration is powerful.
Well, it says here that he was once a member of Chancellor Angela Merkel's Christian Democrats, but joined the AfD in 2015 as the party began ramping up its anti-Muslim rhetoric.
Oh, this is all politics. That's why.
A manifesto approved by the party a year later called for the banning of the call to prayer and the public use of the veil. The German-Russian politician was very tight-lipped on the reasons for his reported conversion, telling national newspaper Der Tagesspiegel that the matter was, quote, my private business. But he insisted that the AfD had not pressured him to leave its ranks. The AfD's stances are on the fringes of German politics, but polls show it's only increased its popularity since the September election, while Merkel's winning CDU has failed to assemble a majority coalition. Polling at 14%, the AfD is only 4 points adrift from the second biggest party in Germany, the Social Democrats.
Yeah, this all sounds like politics. He may never have really had any particular interest other than political advancement as far as motivation for being, a hater.
Oh, so you're thinking that he thought getting involved in the anti-Muslim party would propel him?
Yeah, politically.
In some way, politically.
Yeah, that's what
when
I
he
suspect.
saw it didn't.
I've seen it.
He converted to Islam?
Maybe because maybe now he's trying to get into a different political party. We've seen this in New Hampshire. There's certain people who, they've libertarian. Yeah, there you go.
Spit it out.
Yeah, so we've seen people here who have been, libertarian, and they go around and think they can get somewhere with that. Maybe they do, but then they decide it's to their advantage to switch parties or to start hating on the party that they were attached to for political reasons.
I've seen
like that woman from the Free State Project.
Yeah, Amanda Bolden. Yeah. That's what I just said.
Amanda Bolden.
Whenever she
Sorry,
speaks
I
out.
didn't remember her name.
But she may not be the only one. But certainly there's another person that maybe not, who knows about him. But so I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting because I don't know. It's very interesting how people will pick up on something and then a couple years later, maybe down the line, they go and they have the exact opposite direction, and you really kind of have to wonder. You just wonder what their original motivation was.
Well, like I said, this isn't the first time that this has happened, and funny enough, like this is a recurrent story in the history of Islam. You have Omar ibn al-Khattab, who at one point had set out to assassinate Muhammad, and was the second Caliph after Muhammad died. He was actually, by the end of Muhammad's life, Muhammad made the statement that had there been another prophet besides him, that it would have been Omar. So, you have a person who at one moment was attempting to assassinate and now is like the most celebrated person in Islam outside of Muhammad himself.
Yeah.
You have bin Fulala, who's another one. Fudada. I don't know. It's a lazy palate thing. It's not. Yeah. Anyway, he was literally in the process of attempting to assassinate Muhammad with a poisoned dagger. Was following him as he walked around the Kaaba one night, and actually converted to Islam that night. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. Actually, if you look at history, some of and I don't know how much some of this is true and what's not, but there's been others like Hitler, for example. Apparently, I guess his elite there was a lot of homosexuality within it, and apparently he didn't care until a certain point or something, and
then all of a sudden it was an issue.
Yeah, it was an issue, but like basically his real concern, I guess, was something to the effect of, I don't want anybody to know like I don't want anybody to know that they're all, or a bunch of them, or most of them, or something, were homosexuals.
They're all homosexuals.
Yeah. But it's just something that's interesting to learn, and I guess the objective was essentially to keep quiet about it, as opposed to.
I guess it makes sense the kind of men that Nazism and skinhead ideology attracts today.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just think it's interesting. It's interesting because I guess what it comes down to is like these leaders, they use hatred to advance themselves, and
the insecurity of the people that they're.
Their objective is power, not necessarily hate, but if they can use it to corrupt the system,
whatever they can use to get themselves to that point. Yeah.
So politics, people, humans,
trying to lord over each other. That's basically that is the human condition in a nutshell.
It's
men and women trying to rule each other's lives.
It's sad, but it's also reality. So,
unfortunately, so this has been a pretty good one for the books today. Now I'm gonna, we only got we got like a little over a minute left, so I'm gonna one more thing I thought it was pretty funny. Since you brought up Hitler, you were like, we totally shouldn't cover that, but you brought up Hitler, so I totally have to now.
I don't know if I want to go into this one.
Oh my God! So you've heard of Erykah Badu? She's a musician. She showed compassion for Hitler in a bizarre, wide-ranging interview where she also talked about her love for Bill Cosby. Oh my God, I love how they kind of Bill Cosby now is like now literally Hitler. Oh Lord. It says Badu, 46, spoke to Vulture about staying relevant to younger listeners. Well, this will get you back in the media, that's for sure. And when her interview took a turn into, well, the more controversial. So yeah, yay. Her career is over.
Praising Hitler may not
it
be
already was over. Nobody has heard of anything she's had to say in the last 15 years.
Don't even want to make it sound like you're praising Hitler. You're just not going to go down well for you.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. All right, well, we'll be back tomorrow. We will have lots more in the news, lots more frivolity, lots more crypto, and more free money to give away to you. So come back tomorrow, 4 to 7 p.m. here on The Call to Freedom.
If you're looking for work, you know the math. There are many more applicants than openings, so you need to stand out, not blend into the blah, blah, blah your interviewer is hearing from your competition. Here's a tip. In your interview, you will be judged more by the questions you ask than the answers you give. Yes, do anticipate the obvious job interview questions and prepare concise, insightful, glass-half-full sounding responses. And you should interview your interviewer. Seem genuinely curious about what will help get results. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. You want to cut through the clutter. For more tips for job seekers and making all the other conversations you have more productive, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL